Chocolate is good. Okay. So this deck is one that is revolving around, well, a very fun combo that I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with. Commander Ledros and Atrocity. Very balanced, engaging type of gameplay. And play against Endure. I've called a lot of decks that I've seen Kalista and Elise in Endure. They actually haven't been Endure. This may be the first actual Endure deck. Harsh Winds is broken against the Endure because when they try to Atrocity you make their card have 0 attack. Not going to keep it down. Horror plus Sentry, that's good enough for me, I think. The only ramp card we have is, I believe, Catalyst. We don't run the actual ramp tokens, so important to take note of that. Why no Thresh? I don't think Thresh is really necessary. I don't really want to pull a Trundle, right? I don't think it matters at all. Because I drew another Sentry, I can actually play the Avarician Sentry here. I'd like to get Nightfall activated if possible here. That was a free attack. I actually should have always done that. Sorry. He wouldn't block with a Bark Beast. Definitely a misplay on my part. Okay, open Caretaker. So I got I misplayed with the Horrors, I guess. I take 7 now. But I can actually play the box and clear 3. Actually 4 actually with the box here. So I guess there's no mistakes, just happy accidents. So let's play the juiciest box that anyone's ever seen ever. And yeah, the Thresh card's kind of good. Why play Thresh when you can just play a box? I'm not gonna lie, I played the box in a few decks and I've never really been that big of a fan of it, but holy shit. That was one of the most disgusting uses of that card I think I've ever seen in my entire life. They have the absolute net draw, Bark Beast into the good old classic Curse Keeper plus Blighted Caretaker, and well, you know, pre-nerf that would have still been really good, but the Abomination would have been a 4-1 afterwards. Post-nerf, it's a 4-3, goes to a 4-0, and oh my god. That is just ruining his day, I think. I think I'm a fan of the Sentry plus the Horror here. It's obviously something you play around the Glimpse, which is a card that they probably still do run. But I think that it's fine to play into that. Other option there is this Bjerg. So he's still giving himself the opportunity to do that. I think I'm going to attack just because I want to wait a little bit longer for the Horror, just in case he spends more mana on units. I think it's a better idea to kind of just like, you know, give him as much time as we possibly can to potentially... I mean, even now it's fine to just do it next round, like with Catalyst plus Horror now. Ramp up to 7. Plays the Keeper. Okay, this makes sense now. Just do this. Get the Drain off, heal for 1, go back up to 20. Did not resemble League's box at all. Well, I mean, you can't really resemble the League's box that well. Man, Unspeakable Horror is insane. Such a good card. So much value. Trundle on curve. Do we want to play Trundle on curve or Catalyst on curve? Okay, if he opens, we can just Catalyst. Yep, it should always be right. Get more value out of the mana crystals. It makes sense, I guess, in some cases to open for him because I would play Trundle a lot of the time on turn 5. But I'm not too sure that I really agree with it completely. Okay. Neverglade's broken. It's an easy way for him to win, I think. Revitalizing is really good because the thing that this allows you to do with this deck that's so stupid and why it's a good combo is it 1 lets you not die against aggro a lot of the time. 2, what you can do is you can play Ledros plus Atrocity in the same turn. This is something that previously you could never do because Ledros would always be 9. But because Revitalizing rose to 7 mana slow spell, you can play that. And then if you're at 10 mana with full spell mana, you can then play Atrocity. Which is kind of stupid. Yeah, it's sort of dumb. I'm not the biggest fan of it. We let him do 1 damage to us and draw a card here. Because why not? What did the box used to do? The box always dealt 3 damage, I think. It was always a 4 mana fast speed spell, deal 3. Hey, Steel Lexi, how you done? Isn't Passage Unearned just a worse box 90% of the time? Passage Unearned. So I'm thinking about the card's name, but I don't actually have anything really come to my mind when I hear that name. I have to think about it a little bit more. Another Catalyst to ramp to 10 right away? Okay. So if I play Earthquake here, it's kind of nice because I do just go ahead and clear the board. I mean, it's still going to be the play, but he does get 5 drain, right? So it's a little bit off. It's a little bit off for that reason. I also don't get Catalyst value, but I mean, this is just a little bit too nutty, right? It's definitely going to be the Earthquake. Just the ping after feels really, really bad. Maybe he plays something in response to this. Oh, actually, wait, I can do it like this. Because it's slow, I can stack it first. And then I'm cool. Nice, okay. Good, okay. Sweet. There's so many burst spells this expansion. I've been playing so much Targon that I completely forget how stack order works. Crazy. Priestess. You got this, Control? I mean, after this turn, I think I definitely do. Yeah, this game is pretty much just... It's basically just a dub now. That was insane. He is going to have a Vehu Endure eventually that's going to be really big, right? It's going to be one of the things we have to deal with, but it's not really anything that I'm that afraid of at all. Put my Trundle here. Trundle's another one of those that I was actually really surprised with actually how strong he was. Kind of just a ridiculous unit. And I'm really happy that they didn't make any champions that are kind of just flops. There are definitely some that are a lot stronger than others this set, but I think in general they did a pretty good job with, you know, making them relatively balanced this set. Okay, so I mean, I have Harsh Winds for that, so I don't really care. I could, could Ledros first, put him at 10, and then go Trundle attack the 1-1 for the overwhelm damage. Harsh Winds next round. He doesn't have mana for Atrocity here. Do I lose to this line? Not really, because he's at 16, so he doesn't get to OTK me with the Atrocity. So we should be fine. Is there any reason for not playing Ledros? I really am trying to search for it and I can't find it, so I'm just going to play the Ledros. Broken card. Attack with Trundle first for +1/1 because you behold it, but I lose damage because 15... Or, I mean, maybe it's like 14 minus 7 is 7, whereas 10 minus 4 is 6. And it does count board. Yeah, true. I feel like Vehu Endure should be a dragon. Doesn't really look like a dragon to me. But they could probably stretch it that way, yeah. Oh, I don't know about that one. That means they do even more damage. Oh, wait, I did miss lethal. You're right. I definitely missed lethal there. Okay. Wait, actually, no, I didn't, because it's not the round start. So I actually didn't miss lethal because it's the round start. Give it vulnerable, right? Not during the rounds. Yeah, so like now it's vulnerable. Okay, big thing here. Don't get baited into playing the Vengeance. Maybe actually the Vengeance bait is okay because it's only bad if he has another one, I guess. So here it's just Harsh Winds, and then that's about it. You can't Atrocity if I play Harsh Winds. Is that safer? Does it even matter, actually? I play Vengeance, and then he Atrocities. He has 3 mana left. I don't think he can really kill me for 3 mana. Maybe he can, though. I don't know. Doesn't Vengeance just win me the game? You might be right. Maybe me trying to play safe is just stupid here. He has 7 mana left. I play Doombeast. If I play the Bjerg, I get a Trundle or I get a Ledros. If I get a Ledros, I can go Revitalizing Roar plus Doombeast for lethal. So I should do this. You're right. I could go for Silence off Lunari Priestess. Sure, that would work. For sure would be a line. Why did he play these post attack? So he has more Vehu Endures in hand. And he's trying to juice him up, so he wins. Without spell mana, he can't play a plus Atrocity same round though, so it doesn't matter. So here I would just attack. Hold out there, so I get another Ledros. And that should be about it. I'm not too sure what I do really matters here. I think it's just a dub. If I just open. If I play cards, I can lose, I think, but not very easily. Can we go back to turn 3 for that box, man? Oh my god. His start was so good, but that box and that earthquake, dude, or icequake, Jesus, that actually just like bullied him into another century, man. It went from like 2020 to like 2120 just from that box, and then like the icequake sent him another 20 years in the future. These cards kind of suck against that GP. I don't think Avalanche does anything against the early game. Maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like I just honestly want to mulligan for like Catalyst and then look for like, I don't know, just like a Trundle, I guess. I want to wait to deal with Monkey Idol, because that's one of the cards for this deck that makes it so good. What about water? I got you with water. I can definitely do that. We're running a little bit low, though. I've been out here seeing hydrated today. Definitely good luck. I love this when they just do 3 damage to you early, and then you just heal for 3. It feels really good. And we get the Trundle to curve into perfect. Obviously, we're not going to be on our attack phase, but that's okay. Trundle's still a really, really good blocker. Got the Idol too. I'm not the biggest fan of that one, gentlemen. Definitely not the biggest fan. So what are colds? Not so much anymore. No, unfortunately not. I'd love to say that it is, but yeah, it's not very cold anymore. The Pillar of Ice. Uh-oh, he didn't hit Allegiance. So next turn he draws his Freljord. I don't think they run that many Freljord cards. It's not like a deck that has like the highest Allegiance kind of ratio, but they do run enough Freljord cards. Like they have like the buff cards for the most part. Omenhawk, Sedge. So it's gonna be like one of those. Usually like a buff is the most consistent one to be in his hand right now then. I think I could play like I mean, they can open attacks just fine here, you think? He's not really going to clear this that often. And Bjerg after, usually. He just blocks to the Powder Monkey, though, so it doesn't actually do anything. I guess in that case, like, attacking is kind of just worse for me. Okay, so it's Bjerg. Get a Ledros, cool. Big thing here is the Icequake is really good, and the Bjerg kind of baits him into thinking I wouldn't want to do it. So if he plays a unit here, then the Icequake can actually just kind of do a lot for us. Otherwise, just blocking normally is fine.
Pain is nothing.
Sedge is a useless unit. Very nice. And I guess we just go for the Quake. Could also just straight up Vengeance the Sejuani and say that I don't care, but I think Icequake is just more than good enough here. 2-3. This is a 1-3. That I have the ability to make this card heal back up with the regen. It's not flipping, right? No, 3 out of 5. Okay, good. Only problem is it's not dead, and it's more relevant than the rest of the units to clear. But I think it's fine. After just playing a Trundle deck like this for 2 games, I mean, the card's been good twice. Icequake was one of the ones that I honestly really doubted would ever even be valuable at all, even outside of just like having him as Trundle's card, but maybe I'm just wrong. So if I block, I play into Parlay, which if they're playing like the Riot version, I think it runs Parlay and Make It Rain, so I don't think I play into that. Who's chill. It opens up like the Avalanche clear though. That was like the only benefit really. You'll lose the card, but then Avalanche is just good. Play to the Pillar. I'm generally going to be looking for Catalyst here to go to 10 so I can play the Revitalizing Roar for the Ledros combo. This would basically just have that online already. Don't get to play Vengeance on them. So it's a flip. Flip's smart because then that means that my attack is kind of bad. I mean, it doesn't matter if he really freezes my board, right? It's not super relevant. I just heal up anyways. Go to 10. The problem is like the Ledros plus Atrocity doesn't actually get me lethal. That's the issue with this. So maybe what I would do is actually challenge the Pillar into him. Or I could delay this by 1 turn. Go for Vengeance now. And if he doesn't have another Sedge, I can just attack with a Trundle. And then do enough damage so Ledros plus the Atrocity would just be lethal. But because this is a slow spell, right? So it's on stack. So I can vengeance on stack and then just attack. And it should just go through. It just means that I have no catalyst. So next round, I basically just be playing harsh winds into his attack. Which should still be good enough for a win. I don't know how I feel about this combo in this deck. I think in general, the Ledros plus like Atrocity stuff when played early on is actually quite frustrating to play into. And I'm actually not sure if I would actually be this big of a fan of this deck later on during the expansion, because I usually don't like these type of OTK decks you don't have that much kind of interaction into and have so much survivability going into like the early mid-late game. It's to me, just playing this deck for 2 games, it feels like it's very powerful. Very, very powerful. Feels like it does, you know, basically what you want a deck like this to do. Like even here, I could just Runation and not care, right? Like, I don't need anything on board now, I just win. I have his health, and then he has no Sejuani. He needs to like literally rip a Sejuani to do anything. And then I just play Revitalizing Roar. I heal for 9, go to 19. I play a Ledros. It makes his health go down to 6, and then I Atrocity, and I just win. It's actually that easy. Obviously, a pretty nice top deck. I mean, the second Sedge is going to be a problem otherwise, right? If we didn't have the way to clear it, because the Sejuani plus the Warning Shot was always going to be a counter to this combo. But now it's very unlikely he has the third one. So we should be able to pull it a dub here in most cases. I think just the whole being able to do this in one turn is kind of the silly part, to me at least. But maybe it's balanced, I don't know. Definitely a really good reason why the Revitalizing Roar is kind of a top tier card. He's 6 mana, so you can play Sedge here if he wants. Monkey Idol, it's not going to do it. Go Atrocity, and that's going to be game. GG. Pretty strong, man. Pretty strong. Pretty linear, too. Decks like this seem like they're really tough to play. But the thing is, with Ledros decks, your endgame is going to be the same almost every single time. You're most of the time not going to be pressuring your opponents out of games. So, you know, decks like this might seem a little bit daunting because, I mean, there are a lot of cards that seem like they're reactive, but I actually find decks like this in general to be a lot easier to play than, like, say, like a deck like the Nightfall aggro list. There's that one you have to play around the cards that your opponent could potentially have, whereas with this one, it's very laid out, straightforward for you most of the time. TF Ezreal, definitely a deck that could beat us for sure. You can probably skip a Sentry here, honestly. It might even be better to just hard maul for Catalyst. I might just do that, honestly. Sentry's nice, but I'd rather just have Catalyst, I think. Unlucky. Because all the Sentry does is... It's like 2 mana, just like draw a card, right? But it's delayed. And I also can't play Catalyst on 3 if I get it. So for that reason, I think it's better to just mill it and like look for the good card instead of just like keeping a bad card that can potentially draw me a good card. Okay, it's fine. Give it a whirl. Karina Mirrors felt uninteresting provided no one got the nut draw. Yeah. These are the most engaging deck in the entire world for sure. Hardest decks are the ones that have the most decisions to make. Sometimes. A lot of times the hard ones are the ones that are difficult to build and have a lot of different options to play. And a lot of the toughest decisions, I think, in card games like this actually aren't so much during the game. It's more so in the deck building kind of section. That's kind of nuts. Okay, so TF's going to be juiced the fuck up. Maybe like an Earthquake or an Icequake look next round. I see Earthquake every time. I think because of Pokemon. The Earthquake ability. And we were watching Pokemon Roast compilations yesterday. Oh. That screams Icequake to me, my friends. 5-3 Slotbot, 2-2 TF. Sign me up, man. Sign me up. Hopefully play something first, too. Like another TF card. He has, like, fleeting cards, so he's gonna want to be playing cards here, right? So we can just, like... Oh, another one, okay. Man. Does he just pass? I mean, the attack is bad for him, right? So he wouldn't want to do it. think Thresh and Rekindlers would be good as the value win con when the combo can't get you there. This deck doesn't have enough units to make Thresh work, right? So that's not going to be a thing for this list as far as I can tell, at least. Sure. Get a Bajurg. He is not going to be happy about this at all. This guy is fuming 120%. He's like, man, I play this, pick a card, my TF levels, and then I kind of just rain on his parade with Icequake. Does anyone remember when I said Icequake was bad 50 times in a row? And then for the first 3 games I played this deck, I've literally had Icequake early game just completely carry hard. Ah, my Trundle's not leveled. You ever play Babbling Beard and he just doesn't draw anything? I didn't even have that kind of just like realization make any sense to me. Also, why is this going to get plus 6 health? Okay. Commander Ledros working the Dehu in her deck. Yeah, but he's kind of unnecessary. Sort of overkill in that deck, I would say. Is that worth a Harsh Winds? Probably, right? 8 damage is kind of a lot. My hand quite literally just says make it till turn 10 and you win. So I just need to not die by turn 10 and then we win the game. Welcome. Thanks, Dom. Marty, appreciate it, man. Runeterra is definitely a dope game, dude. Definitely one that I would recommend people to check out if they like card games. Vile Feast Gaming. Start it up. What should you put on your za? I kind of just like barbecue chicken pizza usually. I'm not feeling that. Pepperoni's a pretty good classic. I usually like to keep the pizza simple. I don't like a ton of stuff on mine. It's me though. Can Slotbot even kill itself? I don't think so. I don't think so. If it could, I guarantee you we would see that as a rule on Reddit that it would be banned. So posts like that wouldn't be available on the subreddit because people every single day would post 1 an hour where it's like my Slotbot with 15 stats boosted killed itself by going and becoming like a 20-0. So I'm going to say that it's not possible. It can go down to 1 health for sure, but I know that it should not be able to kill itself. Otherwise, I would be told about that nonstop and see it on Reddit all the time. I don't even need confirmation from the devs or anything. Like I just know because of that it's not a way or not, it's not a thing that can happen. Let's go back. Is this Ledros OTK? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is the deck if you want to go like 75-0 and climb up to Masters with, you should play. Okay. Sure. That's a card. Press the pass button. I don't even play units for him to target, so his Ezreal is just like not gonna level. So I don't know. This is kind of just like not the best feeling ever. Spin, spin, spin. You win. No Catalyst feels bad. I think it's fine. Give us some room. I play Harsh Winds here, I think, just so he doesn't get the damage with those in. And then I don't think this deck runs healing, so I would just go Revitalizing, Roar, Ledros plus the Atrocity and win the game next round. And any fast removal he plays into the Ledros, I can play around with it with the Atrocity. So I just don't let him get the Mystic Shot. I don't let him do damage to the Slotbot. That should be about it. When uninteractive deck meets also uninteractive deck. The one that is more uninteractive wins. You need a Hush Rage Thread. That could be a good Discord tab, honestly. I added one today for like funny YouTube comments. Like ones that I just look at it and I just go, Lamau. Like, I don't know why, but I get comments about my lips a lot. I can't get over how this guy's bottom lip has a bigger surface area than the moon. So I thought that was funny on one of my videos, so I put that in there. But maybe like Hush Rage Threat is good too, where like you just like get mad. Maybe like a Rage Threat in general would be a good idea for Runeterra. Where like I have like a channel in Discord for you guys to just like post moments you're pissed off about. And you just like explain why you're raging. The requirement has to be you talk about why you're molding about the game in this exact situation. Okay. How'd the tweet go yesterday? It didn't do like it did okay. It didn't do super well though. We got 10 retweets, 55 likes, so it didn't like go viral, but it did better than like my average tweet. It was kind of funny. It wasn't like that much of a banger though. I don't know. It wasn't like the super throw you off type of tweet where it like pops off super hard. Riptide Rex. Okay, so I just play Atrocity and then we win the game. GG. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it really feels good to play a combo that's more uninteractive than Ezreal killing you. That's something that you don't hear every day. But man, does that feel good. It's just something that, I don't know, I never really thought that I would say is like, yeah, my decker is more uninteractive than Ezreal, but it turns out when you can play Ledros and Atrocity before they can remove any of your Ledroses, I mean, it's kind of just broken. Literally all you need to do is 2 damage and you just win the game. So, I mean... yeah, fuck Ezreal, and I'll take the dub every single time, man. That was awesome. Really strong deck. If you guys want to climb, this is a super straightforward one that I recommend for sure. Especially if you don't like aggro. I think this is, like, honestly, one of your best bets. If you're not a fan of aggro, and you like playing a deck that just wins a ton, this is probably one of the most straightforward decks that isn't like a Lulu Zed, Lulu Shen deck that you can play.